The Styracosaurus TLC is now available within Path of Titans, and this might be one of the most beautiful TLCs to ever drop into the game on a visual standpoint. This thing is gorgeous. We're going to be talking about it. We're going to be showcasing it today. Let's start with the species. So, the first one, you've got Albertensis, which is plus 2 times frill damage. Look at how pretty this is. I'll probably have a different view of it on the screen, like a cinematic, but either way, it's so nice. And then you go to Procurvicornis, which I've said so wrong because I've said it really slowly, but this is a different species name, and you can tell by the visuals, it's a different model. It's Einiosaurus. You know when Jiggy said, oh, there's nothing you can say that will change my mind about Styraco? Well, she was right. She hinted towards Einiosaurus as a subspecies. Look at how pretty this is. Wow, I didn't think they could do it because of the horn, maybe the hitbox issues, but no, they have done it. Wow, that is so good. And what is next? Please be stellar. Please. It would be the only right thing to do after Jiggy said, oh, I think Sty is absolutely stellar. Is it? Ancelli. This, you know what? This looks like the pictures of Stellasaurus, so I'm going to take it. This looks so good. Oh my god, this is gorgeous. The developers have done, whoever does the models has done such a good job with the model. Will it stand up to it in game? Well, I have some news for you. This will be now a 2-slot dinosaur. It was a 2-slot before, but its stats will properly replicate that in game. I'll have the combat weight, the max stam, and the health on the screen now, so you can have a look at. In terms of everything else, though, let's go ahead and check it out in game. Male and female coloration. It mainly changes the frill. There you go. There's a lot to talk about today. Let's just get in it. So, the baby Styracosaurus, this thing looks adorable. As always, it's always done. I'm in the big grass at the moment. Let's get into some mud and just have a proper look at the model. This thing, here we go. We're in the mud. This thing looks cute, right? It's such a cutie. I'm a big fan of the Styraco baby. I think it's one of the cutest babies in the game. And this one looks like it has changed quite a bit. In terms of how it looks, but in terms of like what you get a standard horn attack when you are a baby. Now, when you go to your customization for your abilities, you can do leg stuff. That's if you can afford them, and you get a passive as well, which is spiked frill, which is where attackers take damage when hitting your neck or head. In terms of abilities, it looks like you don't get much options though. We'll have to have a look at that when we're an adult, but damage wise, when you're attacking the Alderon baby, this is how much damage you'll be doing. And there you go. And in terms of size comparison, it's, you know, this is it. And of course, I have to let the baby roar, but in terms of baby calls and sounds, let's have a listen to them right now, shall we? So, the adult Styracosaurus, by the way, I'm glad I was showing the emotes because this thing has some updated emotes. We'll showcase them properly on an adult later in this video, but in terms of size, of course, the size hasn't changed. But if you want to know what skin I'm rocking, I am rocking at the moment the Lichen skin, which is one you can buy now. It's in the latest skin pack, I think. So, I'd recommend you check it out. It's a really nice skin. There's a nice orangey version of it. Anyways, that being said, there's some cool stuff that I can showcase with you for this here. There's a lot of abilities to talk about. Maybe not as much as before, but some of them are pretty cool. You've got Ram, you've got Puncture, you've got Joust, some brand new stuff there. Then for your sensors, a lot of new stuff. For your hide, your new stuff. And then legs, you've got Fault as well, which allows you to jump as an adult. So lots of stuff to check out here. Let's go ahead and start off with the head stuff. So you're starting off with Ram, which is a slow but powerful head attack causes forward momentum when used. After that, you've got Puncture. Now, where have I seen this ability before? Well, shockingly, Kentrosaurus has it as well. You puncture your targets, your spikes on your frill get stuck in your target, and then they will suffer increased bleed damage and have reduced bleed heal by 5% per stack. I don't know how much it stacks up by, but it will take 120 seconds for your missing spines to regrow, and once you lose all your spines and impaled your target with all of them, you can't really do any more of it. Joust is a wind-up headbutt attack. Essentially, when you hold it down and you release it, you have a quick forward boost while dealing damage. You inflict damage based on how long it's held for, 20% reduced movement while winding up, however. Then you have Headbutt, which is a quick headbutt attack that causes high damage and low bleed. Go to your sensors. Frilled Bond, which is for group members. It's not something I'll be able to properly showcase today, but increases damage by 7.5% and armor by 7.5% to yourself and any Ceratopsine in your group within 50 meters. Then, of course, you've got Braced Impacts, which is where you successfully land a Joust attack, increases your armor by 3 times for 2 seconds, and restores 12 stamina. After that, you've got Blunted Horns, which is where Ram no longer deals bleed damage, but gains 50% increased damage and a 25% shorter cooldown. After that, for your metabolism, you've got Herbivore and Forager. And then you go to your hide, you've got Resilient Spikes, which increases bleed heal, fracture heal, poison heal, venom heal, and toxin heal by 40%. Then you've got Regenerative Spikes, which is not spikes, it's spines, but 25% increased stamina recovery. Spines spent from puncture will regenerate 50% faster, so it pretty much cuts it down a nice amount. Then you've got Bright Crest, which increases your damage up to 15% if inflicted with bleed, venom, toxin, poison, or fracture. Scales based on status amount, does not stack from multiple stats effects, sadly. Then you go to your legs. You've got Vault, which allows you to jump as an adult, and Charge, which allows you to charge forward in a straight line. I'm going to really quickly just showcase that Vault to you. It's so cute, isn't it? Absolutely adorable. But let's go ahead and showcase all of the attacks, shall we? So it's time to showcase all of the attacks on the Styracosaurus. And we're going to start with the Joust and the Puncture, which are the ones that I have equipped at the moment. So let's start with Puncture because I kind of want to showcase this visual effect on our unfortunate Alderon. So in terms of the Puncture, this is it. So if we do the Puncture attack, as you can see, we're sticking our frill in him, and it looks like it goes straight off your frill. So it goes top first, and then you got like a weird bald spot in your hair. You know, you've got a receding hairline like I do. Oh no! And then you just keep losing more. And where does it go? I think this is the last one, and I assume now you can't do any more. Yeah, so you can't do it anymore. You can't even do the attack at all. That's how much damage that 6 stacks of it does. It's got 120 seconds or roughly about that to cool down, so you can use it again, and your frill will regenerate. Let's get a nice little shot of the Alderon while he's spiked up, and a shot of me while I'm frillless at the moment. Either way, I think it looks really good. I think this is a very cool ability. It obviously reduces the bleed heal rate of your opponent and increases the bleed on them, I believe it's something like that. Right about now, though, my Alderon is now starting to drop off his spines, and his bleed has stopped. So, yeah, it doesn't last too long when it's on the opponent. It should drop another one off soon. We'll probably catch one. There's one stuck right there. There you go. It's gone off, and that one goes off. That one absolutely went all over the shop. But yeah, that's that. It's pretty cool, I think. Let's talk about Joust. So Joust is a wind-up attack. If I wind it up like this, now I'm going to go in. Nice amount of damage right there. Big scar on the Alderon. Damn, that is a huge scar. Oh, it's even got like a wet effect around the scar. I didn't even know that was a thing. But yeah, if you only do it for a little bit like this, it only does a little bit amount of damage. And you've got a long cooldown as well. So you have to make sure it's something that you know, you use with utmost importance. And turning and everything while it's going on, still turn. Your movement is a lot slower though. It's as if you're crouching or like trotting. In fact, it's pretty much the same as trotting. But the damage wise, it's pretty good, and it does deal bleed as well. It's obviously one of those ones you have to use situationally. You have to make sure you're timing it right, and if you don't, you're going to miss out, and well, it's going to be very unfortunate for you. The next head attacks, of course, are the ram and the head attacks. Normal head attack is literally this. It's how much damage it does, and it's got a 1-2 second cooldown right there. I think it's about 2 seconds, and it does a nice amount of damage. You know, it's all reliable. I would say most people will probably still have this ability on their Styracosaurus when they're playing it, because 2 seconds, decent amount of damage. You can tear through a 2-slot, like this is a 2-slot as well. Obviously, Alderon is a lot less healthy and combat weight-wise than a Styracosaurus, but it is a 2-slot as well. In terms of ram, this is that. There you go. So that's the ram. It looks like it does a little less damage. Let's see if we hit the head. And then maybe try it with that. I don't know. It does look like it does a little bit more damage. It's situational depending on where you are hitting your opponent. Either way, there are some stuff that I do want to showcase as well in terms of these sensors. So the first one obviously is braced impacts. This increases your armor by 3 times for 2 seconds and restores 12 stamina. This is for joust. I think this is very interesting because like it will get you out of the situation where if someone attacks you straight after you've jousted them, like if you get stuck on them. So I'm going to bring my laptop over onto my lap and let's see if we could do this properly. So I have a 2-second window to essentially bite my Styraco straight after, but let's just really quickly test out also the damage, the passive damage from biting the head. So the Alderon loses a little bit of health, but he does bleed as well from that. Now that's how much damage that he dealt to me while he was biting me though, and we'll see how it looks with the extra armor from the joust. Let's really quickly set our stamina to 100. We set our stamina to 20. I want to see how this looks. So use this to takes a little bit of stamina. And it regens a little bit of stamina. And as you can see, he does a lot less damage on that first bite. So, yeah, it does actually do quite a bit. But you want to get out of the situation really quickly because that cools down so quick. This one's for ram. And essentially, it's blunted impacts. It means it deals no bleed damage, but 50% more normal damage. So let's have a look. Oh, wow. That is a lot more damage compared to it. Let's do a face-on hit as well. Woo! Yeah, that is a lot more than it done before. I definitely, if you're going for a ramming and headbutting playstyle, you want blunted horns over anything else. Jesus Christ, you can absolutely decimate that Alderon. That being said, there is another attack that I forgot to actually showcase, and that is the charge. So let's give that a really quick test. This is one of those ones, it does have, you know, a decent amount of time where you can be charged. So let's just really quickly get it going. Movement wise, you've got good turning. We go straight into the body. That's how much damage you do. We could do it again going straight into the front of the Alderon as well. And there you go. That's it. I wasn't really hitting the head. It kind of hit the chest though. There is another thing finally that I do want to showcase, and that is the, I think it's called Bright Frill. I think something like that. It's the hide ability, Bright Crest. That's the one that we're going to be showcasing now. And it's definitely an interesting one. So I'm going to switch this guy onto a Concavinator so he can do bleed to my Styraco. I'm going to showcase this off. I'm going to change the skin as well so it's a bit more visible. Right, so we are on our Styraco. We've got the Frost skin on, which is a paid store skin. It's not available at the moment, sadly. It's a winter exclusive skin pack, I think. I'm not sure what the skin pack is called. It's a really nice skin, though. That being said, we're going to apply some bleed really quickly. I find it interesting. I'm biting, but I'm not actually clicking the right button for that. There we go. Let's apply some bleed really quickly. There we go. Swat it like a fly. Come on, let's get more. Let's get more. A little bit more, please. There we go. And as you can see, I now have this effect on my frill. That is the Bright Crest effect. Now, while it's active, I do have increased healing, and my damage goes up by 15% if inflicted with bleed. So, sorry, I don't have increased healing. I have increased damage. So if I really quickly attack this Concavinator, I'll be doing a little bit more damage to it compared to how I was before. That being said, though, that should be everything to do with the Sty TLC. I really like the effect on the frill. I think it looks really cool. Now we just have the emotes and the skins, and that's it, really. Since it's a whole new texture change, the skins should look really good. We've already showcased 2 of them, and they looked great. Let's go ahead and check the rest. So, let's talk about the skins, because there are a lot of changes. All of them have changed because it's a whole texture overhaul. This is, well, the default skin. This thing looks so nice, by the way. Look at that default skin. It's not even the default coloration, so let me fix that really quickly. There we go. That's the default skin. It's so pretty. Then you've got blue. Of course, he is blue, dabba-dee-dabba-die. Then you've got greenback. Oh my god, it is so... They're so nice. Whoever does the models, whoever does the art stuff has blown it away. Is it Jiggy that does that stuff? I don't know. Whoever it is, you are insane. Like, this is such a good, like, remodel. Either way, painted. I'm not going to lie. I wish I had a picture of all of these skins as before and after, but wow. Then you've got white rim. It just... This might be the best TLC. Even the backer skin looks great. Like, with all the extra texture detail that you can put into it, it just looks so nice. We go to Frost. This is a paid skin, which I was on earlier. We've got Lycan. Now, Lycan, one of my favorite paid skins. Like I said, I recommend you buy the skin pack. It's only up for a limited amount of time at the moment. So I definitely recommend picking it up. Then you've got Gecko, Neon, Creamsicle, and you go down to Mosaic. Ooh, that is such a good one. Pinstripe. Oh my god. Yeah, this might... Like this and Lycan up there as my favorite skins. Mainly because there's orange. I think there's a common theme there, right? And then you got bold, and then you got your albino, and then your melanistic. Wow. Gorgeous, gorgeous skins. If I were to switch to female and just quickly like rattle through some of these skins and showcase what they look as a female... they all look great. Let's go ahead and do the outro, shall we? Because we are done with the Styraco TLC. Woo! So there we have it, everybody. If I'm correct, that's everything for the Styracosaurus TLC. And wow, it's so nice. I am so impressed with this TLC. It definitely is up there as my favorite one. If you guys want to check out another video, I made a mod news video yesterday where we talked about Megalodon, another Titanoboa mod, and some other stuff like that. Tonight, I will be streaming the Styraco TLC, and we'll be growing one on my server and then doing a little bit of damage testing and the Battle Royale at the end of the stream as well. But other than that, guys, I hope you enjoyed. This has been probably my favorite TLC so far in terms of remodels. I said Rex and Eotrike were great. I might have to do like a godforsaken tier list, but for how they look, which is entirely subjective. But I think Styraco, if I'd done that, would be like it'll be S tier. It'll be like so far S tier that there's nothing can catch it up. If they, I don't know what dinosaur could they overhaul again where they completely changed the subspecies. There's definitely going to be one, and I'm going to look like a fool in the comments. But if this just goes to show, if Jiggy starts dropping random dinosaur names in like while talking about a dinosaur that needs a TLC, then I feel like maybe those are going to be the subspecies. Oh, there's nothing you can tell me about the Styraco that will change my mind, and Styraco is absolutely stellar. Yes, we know. Now we know. We've the fruits of those comments have really came out. Anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed. Feel free to subscribe if you want to be kept in the loop for all Path of Titans news, and I'll see you later. Have a great day. Peace.